burgers reign supreme. It's up to one man with one job and one goal. Create the perfect bun to save all of humanity. Dude, what are you doing? Look, we've been over this. You do the cooking, and I'm the voice. You'll get your chance one day, I promise. Have you ever ate a burger and was just left speechless? I don't mean too much food in your mouth. I mean actually at a loss for words. You know that Gastropub bun that's both soft and chewy? Pillowy yet durable? That's what we're chasing today. Let's get started. Begin with what's called a tangzhong. This is a popular method amongst Japanese bread making by what's known as Hokkaido or milk buns. I'm sure you've had it before. Start with 2 tablespoons of bread flour and 6 tablespoons of whole milk in a small sauce pot and bring to a simmer, stirring often to break everything up. We're essentially making a roux but using milk instead of butter. Cook this until a nice thick paste is formed, then set aside to cool off a bit. Next, add 1 tablespoon, or 9 grams to be exact, of instant yeast to half a cup of whole milk at around 95 degrees Fahrenheit. This will help activate the yeast better. For your dry ingredients, mix 2½ cups of bread flour, 1 teaspoon salt, and 2½ tablespoons of sugar in a mixing bowl. After about 8 minutes or so, your yeast should be bloomed, and you can add the milk paste to the warm milk, and then all of the contents to the dry ingredients. Mix on low until everything just comes together. This should only take a few minutes. Remember, always stop and scrape down your bowl. This is to ensure even mixing throughout the entire process. Once you've hit this shaggy dog consistency here that we like to call in the baking world, you can then add your 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. Mix again thoroughly until the dough just starts to come together. This should probably take about 4 or 5 minutes. Once your dough has fully come together, you can start rubbing in your butter. In increments, add 4 tablespoons of room temperature butter total to the dough, but only when the previous amount of butter you added is fully incorporated. This is very similar to the brioche recipe we used for the Wellington a few months back. When your dough is well mixed and nothing is sticking to the sides, grease a medium-sized bowl or the same bowl you went into and allow the dough to proof for 1 hour with a damp towel draped over the top. You can place this just in a warm area in your kitchen. I personally like to put this in a off oven, but with the light on. It's going to generate just enough heat and humidity inside to act as a proofer, sort of. But if you don't have that, that's totally fine. You can leave it out at room temperature. Notice how I'm getting the dough ready. I just want the top to be a little bit taut. So I am going in a circular motion, trying to crimp the bottom using my pinkies or palms and pinching it together, bringing the top of the dough taut over itself. The other way of doing this is just barely holding the dough in your hands and keeping your palms on the surface of the table and rolling in a circular motion that is kind of gripping and grabbing and pinching that dough on over itself. If you don't feel confident doing it like that, it's okay. Just go really slow and mainly ensure that your dough isn't in any funky, weird shapes and there's not any like random creases where air bubbles can start forming and blowing out the shape of your dough. Now, after an hour, punch down your dough to deflate any air pockets and roll the dough out onto a non-floured surface. Weigh out 105-gram pieces or divide into 6 even pieces and begin shaping your dough. Now, shaping is crucial to ensure all of the buns are uniform and the right size. We not only want them that soft, chewy texture, but aesthetically sexy as well. Yeah, I said it. As you can see here, fold the dough into the center of itself until you have this cute little pocket. Then flip it over and pinch the dough from the bottom together. You can use 2 hands using the bottoms of your pinky to crimp together like so, almost like a mini version of what we just did before on the larger boule, or the solo hand method, rolling the dough clockwise while keeping your pinky and palm in contact with the table to help guide it nice and tight on top. See? Place these onto a parchment-lined sheet tray, about 3 inches apart from each other, and place an inverted rimmed baking sheet on top and allow to proof for another 1 to 2 hours or until doubled in size. I again placed mine in the oven, but you can place it wherever you think is warm enough. After about an hour or so, they will look nice and beautiful like so. Brush with egg wash. I did a ratio of 1 whole egg and 1 yolk, but you can use whatever ratio you'd like. You can get fancy here and put some sesames on top if you'd like. I only did this for about half of them though. And then into a 375-degree oven they go for 18 to 20 minutes or until golden brown. Now, in the meantime, let's prep some burger mise en place, shall we? I have a 50-50 ratio of short rib to ground chuck with about 20% fat content. Portion them out into desired meat portions. I'm doing about 6 to 8 ounce balls here. Prep up some yummy lettuce, then followed by some nice julienne onions that are going to get caramelized in a cast iron pan. Now, I will be pan-searing these burgers instead of grilling them, as I believe they achieve a way better crust on top. So listen, pro tip, saute your onions first in that same pan to season the pan with the yumminess before griddling off your burgers. You'll thank me later. After about 20 minutes or so, these puppies are gorgeous. Look at them. They're a little soft and squishy. They have a nice firm bottom. They're going to hold up to whatever we are going to pile up on top. Guys, I am super excited about how these came out. All right, so for griddling 101, I like to start in a ball, kind of like Danny Meyer's smash burgers here, then smash them using a spatula in a very hot pan. Once it is smashed out and even, I then season with a little bit of salt and let this sit for about 3 minutes or so. Give it a nice flip and boom, look at that. Plancha, griddle, seared, crust on top. Gorgeous, baby. You don't get that on a grill. I'm going to do a few of these ahead of time because, well, we're going to make my personal ideal burger here. One of the main reasons I wanted to do this burger video, other than Memorial Day weekend, of course, is to highlight how important your bun really is. The worst thing to possibly ever happen to you, okay, I'm exaggerating, is when you order your slutty, messy burger of your dreams and it just starts falling apart in your hands. It's a crime, like right there in front of you. I want to pile high whatever my wildest dreams desire, and I deserve a bun to hold all of it. Don't tell me less. Not one that will be dry and weigh me down, but one that works with my burger, not against it. They should be a team, you know, like a dynamic duo, if you will. So here's what we're going to do. For the first time on my channel, you're going to watch me eat this entire thing. It sounds grotesque, but it's the least you can do at this point, I guess. Lettuce, mayo, double patty, double cheese, grilled onions, and ketchup. All right, baby. Here we go. Buckle on up. Now, you're going to watch a few things here. Number one, notice that I'm comfortable the entire time, and I never have to put this burger down once. Number two, you'll observe that barely anything at all, falls out of this perfect burger while I'm eating it. Maybe a few onions, but whatever. Those are wild cards anyway. And three, notice I'm a professional, and I basically put this double patty with cheese and onions down in less than 2.5 minutes. Again, I'm a professional. Don't try this at home, okay? All right, maybe that's not your ideal burger. Let's flex on some alternatives. Start with 3/4 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, a half a shallot, small diced, 2 tablespoons of chopped pickles or cornichons, either one works, 1 tablespoon of that pickling liquid, 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of white sugar, a half a garlic clove, grated, and 1 dash of Worcestershire sauce, if you could find it. Mix all that together, and if you don't know what we just created, then I don't think we can be friends. You know the drill, guys. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Y'all remember that commercial? I almost can't recite a Big Mac without those words shortly following. Oh, the 90s. Yes, you heard me. Our Big Mac, or in the French, as they call, le Mac. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but listen. This thing is a monster. Holy bananas, Batman. God, all right, maybe that's not quite your speed either. Whatever, you're weird, but whatever. Moving on, how about a bacon, egg, and cheeseburger? Start with your favorite ketchup, because you can't really have a bacon, egg, and cheese in New York without salt, pepper, ketchup. Some fat slab bacon, a perfect medium rare burger, an over easy egg doused in cheddar cheese, and oh my God, what did I just do? Top that baby off, and boom, farmhouse style bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm a New Yorker burger. I don't know what you want to coin this one as, but this one's good. All right, maybe that's not your forte. You're looking for something a little bit more fancier because you've been watching too much Bob's Burgers. Let's do a little whipped regatta, with lemon and Parmesan cheese, our nice burger patty, some romesco sauce, which there will be a video in the next few weeks for a romesco and poached cod dish, some charred broccolini, and yes, the Tuscan burger at your service. Not that bad. All right, one last one, I promise. Garlic aioli. All right. So a little bit of chopped lettuce. A blue cheese burger. I use Cambozola because that's the king for melting blue cheese. A little bit of mushroom and onions. Some raw onions. Look, if none of these burgers do it for you, then I really don't know what to tell you. You probably are a vegetarian or something, if that's the case. Get out there, turn that grill on, and have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you next week, friends. Stay hungry.